know, give me a shout. Hello. Okay, Instagram's on board. All right, so I'm a couple minutes late. I was just on a workshop for human design, which I am fascinated with right now. So I'm very blessed to have been there. I did have to jump off so I could get over here with you guys. But yeah, so if you're out there and you're joining me, let me know. Give me a shout. If you're catching this on a replay, drop me a hashtag replay. Tonight is live Q&A night. It is the last Wednesday of the month. It is the chance for you to ask me anything and everything. Nothing is off limits. On live Q&A night, the last Wednesday of the month, I will literally sit here and answer any and all of your questions. And it doesn't, hey Amara, oh my gosh, I miss you, girl. It doesn't have to be anything serious. It could be fun questions. It could be earth-shattering questions. Maybe you've got something going on and you just want some guidance. I have my cards with me for fun. But yes, I am going to answer any and all of your questions. So like I said, if you've got questions for me, you want to learn more about me because, you know, things revolve here. If you've got questions about something that's going on in your world that you'd love some guidance. If you've got silly questions, this is the chance to get to know me. I get to know you, and I'm here to answer them. Especially, it's just a chance to have some fun. But like I said, there is nothing off limits. I will answer anything and everything. As scary as that may seem, but I will answer it all. So whatever you've got, like I said, I did bring my cards for fun. I've got my books, I've got my stuff, but I'm happy to answer anything you want. I can get them out of my bag, man. You know, we'll have some fun, we'll chat. So what have you got? What do we got out there? Anybody want to know anything? Anybody got anything coming up? Anybody excited about anything? What do we have? Looks like I got a couple people jumping on Facebook, Instagram. We're good. Like I said, I brought the cards. I am ready to go. Being as we're going in the end of October, this Saturday is our second, count them two, of the full moons of October. October has had two full moons, one on the 1st and now one on the 31st. How flippin' cool is that? And I did look it up. I think it was Amara that told me. It is a blue moon. I did look it up. So yes, blue moon. Mel asked me, when are you going to do acro yoga? Oh my gosh, it is a thing. So that is my latest obsession. In order for me to go do acro yoga, I guess I don't need a partner. I guess I can just, you know, hook up with someone there. But I would love a partner. So if you're local to Florida, if you want to go do acro yoga with me, and it doesn't have to be a man, it can be a girl. I want to go do this so bad, you have no idea. I would basically almost pay you to go do this with me. So acro yoga, if you've never heard of it, you've never seen it, it is exactly what it sounds like. You get two people and you do yoga and you do these poses where between the amount of core strength and the amount of creativity and just like brawn and flexibility, it is beautiful. It's almost like art. And by working together, you can do poses that are kind of grounded. You could do standing up poses. It's all about balance and being able to do it. All right, jumping right in. Yeah, so acro yoga is on my list of things to do. I found a spot and there's actually somebody local to here. So I think I've got someone who's going to go with me, but as soon as I do it and I've got pictures, I will share them. I'm very excited. Even if I fall flat on my face, I want to do it. I've done acro yoga before and it's so fun. Okay, then Amara and I are going to go when she's back. I will find out what time, I will find out where, and then when you are back, you let me know and we are going to do that together. Oh my God, hells yeah. I'm all in. So I hope that answers your question. Let me backtrack here. Amara asked, what are my tips on becoming the observer of your emotions and not letting them control you? Oh man, yeah, universe. We've had several tight chats on this. So even when I was small, I've always been a very emotional person. I've been called melodramatic 1 or 2 times in my life, maybe like 400. And before I knew I had anxiety and depression and I was kind of, you know, it was brought to my awareness, emotions and I were not super great friends. We hung around each other a lot, but we didn't get along. I had a tendency to really just be like a magnet for my emotions, a sponge, if you will. I absorbed the emotions of people around me, my own emotions, my own stuff that I was putting out. And it was a horrible way to live. It made me stressed. It made me anxious. It made me tired. It was just horrendous. Now, observing the emotions, the first big thing is recognizing the little voice in your head. If you've never read The Untethered Soul, I'm telling you, that book put that into perspective for me, because I was like, oh, all the things that I've kind of figured out, they put it to words. So there's this little voice inside of your head, and we all have it. And if you're thinking to yourself right now, I don't have a little voice in my head, well, bullshit. You hear that? That's that voice that just said I don't have a voice in my head. That's the one I'm talking about. So just letting you know, everybody's got this little voice in their head, and that is the voice that triggers and makes the emotions happen, because that is the voice that makes this stuff come out of you. Okay, so that little tiny voice is the one that says, oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, did you just see that happen? Why would you let them talk to you like that? How do you do this? Oh, don't get up and go over and do that. You don't want to eat that. It's this voice that just drives you fucking crazy. It's like having a roommate stuffed inside your head and you can't evict them. You're stuck with them. So when we talk about being an observer of the emotions, step one is just to start to notice it. Start to hear the voice. Acknowledge its presence. Let it come up and out. Almost like picture it sitting here on the couch, like as real as this pillow, put your voice there. And what I want you to do is just notice. Let it talk. Notice the things that it says. Notice what it tries to poke, like when it pokes the bear and it's trying to make you get all emotional and freaking out, and might make you super happy, and then another day it might bring you way, way down. Just notice, okay? Now, the not letting them control you part, I am definitely a perfectionist. I'm a control freak. These are things that I am, and I've embraced them because it's made me who I am. It's gotten me where I am, and they do help me. What we need to do is we really need to find this idea of our neutral mind. So if you have like your positive mind, kind of like that angel on your shoulder, and you have this negative mind, so that devil, okay? And then you have just your neutral mind. It's you. It's being in the moment. It's your authentic self. It's that inner self. That is that where that little voice in your head can be turned, so to speak, okay? Now, when those three start having a party, that's when things get out of control. Because like I said, we're happy, we're sad, we're up, we're down, we're angry, we're mad, we're glad. It's all these emotions. Not feeding them is to be able to treat them like a dinner party. So you're letting them all up and out. You're letting them all chat with each other, entertain themselves, along with yourself. You're still in there too. And it's the ability to just let them be. Just because they're at the party doesn't mean you have to talk to them. I mean, think about it. If you have a party and 100 of your friends come over, how are you honestly going to talk to them all at the same time? You're not going to. Same thing with all of the emotions and all of the craziness and the voices in the head. You cannot deal with them all at the same time. And that's what makes us get emotional. Because we let this stuff trigger us rather than stepping back and just going, oh, I see you. Doesn't mean I have to react to you. I can let you be. Okay, you get to pick and choose what you respond to, who you respond to, where you respond to. You get to decide that. So my best advice is once you're aware and you start to see these things, the next thing you do is find your neutral spot. And you can do that through meditation. That is a great way to really start letting things up and out and finding your center. Because every time you find that center, the space that you come to, that's your bliss zone. This is the spot that you can tap into, and you can truly begin to find that grounded space, that safe space, that secure space, that warm, fuzzy, makes you feel good space that you can come to anytime you want. I mean, it can be, you could picture your favorite place. You could picture a little box inside the body, somewhere that you can go and truly feel calm, where you can see all sides without feeling trapped. Okay, so you can do that through meditation. Grounding is another great way. And when I say grounding, I literally mean go outside, take a walk, go for a run, take your shoes off and put your toes in the grass, put your toes in the sand. Go outside and take a moment. I want you to fully acknowledge all 5 of your senses. Because you can go out and you can go for a walk and you're going to see things and hear things and feel things. But are you truly seeing them, hearing them, feeling them? Are you really? So when you can actually say, what am I hearing? You're acknowledging it. And really start to listen, because now you're only focusing on that sense. It's going to make it stronger. What am I seeing? What am I smelling? What am I feeling? Okay? And then what that does is you start to pull all that in. You start to feel all of that, all of the crazy emotions, the things that maybe were triggering you or distracting you or making you feel a certain way. They're slowly going to fade out. They're going to go to the other corners of the room, the other people in the party. They're going to just do their thing, and then you're going to be left to your safe space. Because it's when we're super emotional, that is usually when we make not so great decisions. I mean, unless that's your thing. Like I said, I've really been working on the human design thing. And I know, like, for me, and I think Amara, when we talked about yours too, when we're emotional, that is the worst time to make decisions, is when we're super emotional here, whether it's even super happy and excited and all the feels, or when we're really down here where we're anxious and we're depressed and all these things. If we make decisions when we're in those highs and lows and we're in the distractive space, in the craziness, more often than not, it's going to be something that we're probably not going to be terribly excited with ourselves later. So the best thing we can do is let the emotion pass. Let the guests in the party entertain themselves. Really just come back to your safe zone. And then when you're in this space, now you can see the emotions. You can see the craziness. You can see the highs and lows and darks and lights and all the things. And now you can actually go, what do I want? How do I want to feel? You get to decide what you want. Okay? And the universe will have your back, I promise. But you got to tell it what you want, and it's going to help you get there. Let me know if that answered your question, if there's more I can say on that, if there's anything that came to mind, definitely let me know. But yeah, it's my best tips. Is first it's self-awareness, then it's grounding and having a safe space, and then it's actually implementing it into your daily life. Not just on your mat, not just when you're meditating, not just when you're outside and it's really easy to do, but now you got to do it in real life. Now you got to do that. Yes, that was perfect. Amazing. But that's my biggest point, and that is what I teach, and that is what I like to coach on, because you can't just do things on your mat. You can't just sit and do your yoga. You can't just sit and meditate. You can't just go for a walk and you do all these things and you feel super great, right? And then you get off the mat, you roll it all up, you put away your little singing bowl, you do whatever, and you go back to the way you were. Like, that's just flipping pointless. It makes no sense. You did all these things where now you feel soft and grounded and you see things and you're aware and it feels good, and then you walk outside and you get sucked right back into that rat race and you just let it go. It's like it never happened. That's the biggest thing, is now taking what you're doing off, or on the mat I should say, to off the mat. And that's where I think the biggest challenge is, because our lives, especially as householders, we have bills, we have homes, we have jobs and kids and cats and you name it, school. We've got all kinds of things that we need to deal with that we can't realistically. We're not a monk on a mountaintop. We're not sitting on some monastery somewhere where we can just meditate all day and feel fucking great. That's not how it works. You actually need to take what you learn and then put it into real life, because I think that's where most people stop. That's where they lack. And then they go, I'm doing all the things, but I still feel like shit. And it's like, are you really doing all the things? Are you really? Or did you stop short of taking it into practice? That's the thing. So when you get an emotional reaction, when you get triggered by something and this stuff comes up, you can actually go, it's just a new party guest. Come on and join the party and just let them be. Okay? Because again, it's your life. It's your party. You get to decide. You get to sit on your throne and watch your guests and decide what you want to acknowledge, who you want to entertain, how you want to feel. Nobody can take that crown off your head at your own party, okay? And, it's, I just think of that song, where it's like, it's my party, you can cry if you want to. Go ahead, you can be emotional when you need to, because that's where the energy, because that's one of the bigger things too, and I think people don't realize that, because we're taught in society to be super strong, and I don't even think it matters if you're a guy or a girl. Like, you're taught not to cry and not to show things, and to be this like rock of an emotion, but your emotions have to come out somewhere, or you bottle them up and then you explode. So if crying is what it is, like for me, that's where a lot of my energy comes out. When I have things that are bottled up or blocked and stuff, it comes out in the form of tears. And it might be happy tears, it might be crying tears, Or literally it's just tears and people are like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I can't turn it off. It just fucking happened. It was stress. Like, that's where mine comes out my eyes. That is what it is. Everybody's got a space for it. But the more that you can apply the grounding practices, the more that you can take this stuff, the flexibility that you've created off your mat and, you know, into the real world, the more that you can put that stuff in, the more open you're going to feel, the more energy you're going to have, the less resistance you're going to feel, where you can always be the queen of your own party without having to deal with the madness. So it kind of goes both ways. So let me know if that makes sense. But that was a super, super, super great question. I love that. That was awesome. What else? What other questions? I know I was going on my rant on acro yoga. I totally want to do that. There are so many different kinds of yoga out there, and that's one of those things I think people don't realize is our lives, like we were just talking about the rat race and the everyday stuff and all these things we have going on. You need to find a practice that works for you. You need to find a channel. So if it's not yoga, maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's taking a walk, running, biking, hiking, swimming, whatever it is for you. But you got to find a channel. And that's the same with yoga, because people see yoga and they immediately go, oh, I can't do that, or that's too hard. And I'm like, there's 8 fucking different kinds of yoga out there. There's going to be one that works for you. So find something that works for you. Mel said, what is your great personal fear in life? Ooh, that's a juicy one. I always thought my personal fear was honestly not having enough money. I always thought somehow I was going to end up in a cardboard box and it was going to be a thing. But when I did my RTT session, which is rapid transformation therapy, I went in with that thought, right? And when they put me under the hypnosis, got down to that subconscious mind where you're most, suggestible, it actually turns out I have a deep-seated fear of failure. And the more that I thought about it, the more that I stewed on it, the more that I brought things up, I realized a lot of the things that have happened to me have stemmed from that fear of failure. And that's a huge one. And I really do. I think that's why I tend to go down the rabbit hole, and thank God I catch it now. Like, I have enough sense not to listen to that voice all the time. But what I would do is I would always look for the worst case scenario, and I'd be like, well, if I do this and I do this and I do this, then this is going to happen and this is going to happen and that's going to happen and that person's going to be mad at me and then this will happen. But that was how my mind worked. And everybody would look at you and it's like, I should be freaking exhausted. And I was. I got anxious. I got depressed. I got stressed. That was the mindset. And it all stems back to fear of failure. When in reality, there's no such thing as failure. There's only results. And I stole that from Tony Robbins because I like the way that he said it. There's no such thing as failure. There's only results, or outcomes, if you will. Everything that we do, everything that happens to us, everything that we learn is exactly what that is. It's a result. It might not always be the one you want, but you got something out of it. There's 100 different stories of people that you think of, that failed, when it turns out they didn't fail. They just figured out ways to not do it, or they found out something better. And that's what the universe gifts us, is it won't always give you what you want, but it will maybe give you something better if you let it. There's the old story about, like I said, you name it, FedEx, KFC, Toyota, Honda, whatever. But the funny one, the one that I really, it always kind of stuck with me was, Colonel Sanders, the gentleman who had the Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe, right? So goes into retirement, gets his first Social Security check, and the whole Social Security check is like nothing. It's like $100. And he goes, I can't do this. Like, this doesn't work. So the only thing that he owns, the only thing that he's really got is this amazing fried chicken recipe, right? So he takes this recipe, goes to a restaurant, was like, I want to sell you this, and the only thing I want is royalties off of, the chicken that you make and everything you sell. He just wants, enough coming off of it. And they look at him and they tell him, what, are you crazy? And they send him on his way. Now, guess how many restaurants he went into before he got a yes? Anybody? You want to take a guess? Wasn't 1. Wasn't 2. It wasn't 3. Come on. Anybody? 109 no's. 109 people told him no before he got a yes. And he never gave up. He kept going and going and going. I'm telling you, by probably the third no, I would have said, fuck this, and failed. Okay? 109 no's. Mind blown, right? Like, that's determination. That's going after the results. That's going after what you want. And not seeing it as failure, just being determined, wanting a different outcome. And that's what we get. So the more experiences we have, the more places we go, the more people we meet, the more things we do, is it truly failure, or is it just, again, you're getting results and you're going to keep trying until you get the result you want? It's like little kids learning to walk. You know, the kid gets up and falls down 4 times. You don't tell your kid he's never going to walk, right? You just keep saying, get up and try again. Get up and try again. We don't let our kids fail. But that was how things happened to me, because I would fail at things and I would let it fester, okay? So, like, for example, when I went to college and I decided I didn't like music anymore, I didn't want to teach it anymore, I didn't want to do these things, and I wanted to quit college, everybody looked at me like I was a failure. You need a college degree to be successful in life. You need a college degree to be able to have a good job. You know, you're not going to make anything of yourself. This isn't how this works. Well, the one person who told me it was going to be okay was my grandfather. Okay? He said I should do what makes me happy. So I quit. And then I went and got a job at a grocery store, where I could still see myself stocking the shelf that day with my manager, and a mom and her kid went down the aisle, and she said, this is why you go to school, so you don't have to work in a grocery store. Well, I'm stocking a shelf, I'm an assistant store manager, and I'm making 55 grand a year. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't think I'm a failure when kids that I went to college with still can't find jobs. Let's just think about that again, right? But yeah, but I saw it as I didn't finish, and yeah, I had that job, so I kind of felt the way she was, and I felt like I was a failure. I mean, there's been a lot of things that have happened to me that I felt like a failure. I couldn't make the relationship with my mother work. I must be a failure. I couldn't save my grandfather. I must be a failure. I couldn't do certain things. Like, you know, even like with my grandfather, the day that he committed suicide, I was supposed to be there that weekend. I got an extra shift at work, and I didn't tell him I was coming, so everybody said, it's fine, just take the shift, it's cool. He didn't even know you were coming over. What would have been the difference if I did? So did I fail at not making him do that? Like, would it have been one more day? Maybe, I don't know. Like with the relationship with my mother. Every time I would hit the phone to call her, right, I would get anxiety, and I would freak out, and I would have these feelings, and it was like, oh my God. And I couldn't even hit send, because I knew I'd talk to her. I was gonna get like, oh my goodness, and the shaking and tightness, like I can even feel it now. Like, talk about emotions. We're not gonna react to it. But the thing of the matter is, I had to give her an ultimatum. If you're not gonna do X, Y, Z, I don't want to, and just cut the cord, right? So that was what happened. So I failed at the relationship with my mother. I failed at the relationship with my ex, because I kept thinking of something that I did that caused him to cheat, something that I did that did these things. Maybe it was, I don't know. Or maybe it was just the self-centered narcissistic side of him. I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because like I said, I felt like a failure. But these are the things that popped up when I was doing my RTT session. So come to find out, where I had these other fears, that was the big one. And now that I see it, same way as the emotions, I've become self-aware that now I've stopped looking for the other shoe to drop. I have stopped judging every time something doesn't work, and realizing it did work. It came out exactly the way it was meant to, because the universe has got my back. I was meant to learn something, or take a different path and meet someone new, or go somewhere else and do it, and that's what comes up. So as much as fear of failure is definitely my greatest personal fear in life, I also feel like it is my biggest motivator, my biggest friend, the one thing that I know will always be there that I can use to my advantage. Let me know if that answers your question. But that was a great one. I like that. What other questions do we have? This is getting juicy. This is a good Wednesday. I love this. Like I said, there is nothing off limits. There is nothing I won't answer. There's nothing I won't deep dive into. I mean, shit, my human design, I'm a 4-6, so I've lived a lot of different experiences, so I can totally do it. When I began, okay, so Amara is asking, when I began my spiritual journey, was it easy right away, or did it get harder before it got better? What is harder before it got better for $1,000? Yeah, no, it's definitely harder before it gets better, in my opinion. And I think even my first teacher, Sal, would agree with me. like I said, this is all my opinion, so take it for what it's worth, and that's why you're here, is to talk to me. So here it is. When it comes to a spiritual journey, you are deep diving so much into yourself and your inner workings. You're looking into the emotions and the energies you've stored and resisted and harbored. You're looking at all the scars, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Figuratively, that are on your body. Not like actually there, but you're looking at all the internal scars. You're looking at all the memories, everything that's coming up. Because a spiritual journey is, you're reconnecting yourself with your higher self, with your higher power, if you will. So when we do that and we pull up all of these different things, it's often really difficult. And that's when most people quit. Because when they feel the darkness, when they feel the heaviness, that can be really difficult for some people. It's hard for people to see themselves in a negative light. It's hard for them to make amends internally with themselves. Sometimes they need to actually go do it with someone to lift that off. And some things, there's just stuff that we cannot take back. We can't give back. It's just, we have to live with the decisions, the experiences, the things that we've done. And spiritually, I firmly believe that dredges any and everything up, all for us to see, to be aware of, to relive, so to speak, in order for us to find peace. Because the more, like I said, we, harbor those emotions, the more we press down the experiences, the memories, the more we let it fester and eat us alive, that's when we kind of turn into that regular societal robot, in my opinion. So with the spiritual journey, yeah, it's going to get a lot harder because you're going to see the real version of you. You're going to see the person that you were at one point. Maybe it wasn't such a good person. I wasn't such a good person. I mean, honestly, most of you, Mel's probably known me since I was a dumbass. But if you go back, like I said, if you met me 10 years ago, again, it's a learning experience. It's a life experience that got me where I am. So I'm not going to give it up. I can go back to those memories now, and I'm not going to cry over them. I'm not going to let them affect me the way that they did when it happened, the way that it did when I started my spiritual journey. Now I've made peace with them. Now I see them. Now I can talk about these things and not be an emotional wreck. I'm not going to hide them from you and act like I was some picture perfect person, because I wasn't. I was an alcoholic. I was a drunk. What is that? Hang on a second. Oh, the median. Okay, sorry. There were things that I did that I wasn't proud of. I slept with a lot of guys. I just did things that made me feel good at the time. I made decisions. I went and ran with it, and I thought it was fine until I realized I was kind of a jerk. I didn't really care about anybody but myself. Some of the things I did were not safe. I'm probably lucky I'm still alive at this point, to be honest with you, and not from my emotional, trying to kill myself, but from that kind of shit. I'm probably lucky I didn't kill somebody else. Somewhere, like I said, the universe, somebody was looking out for me the whole time and knew I needed to live through this stuff to get where I am, so I could share my experiences. I could help others. I can do things, because that is truly what I feel is my calling. And that's what brought me to my spiritual journey, is I had to live that stuff. I had to live it again. And that was the worst, because I could sit on my yoga mat and meditate and cry. I would feel these feelings come up and memories that I just didn't even remember this stuff happening. And I was like, I did that. And it's like this stuff just came out of nowhere. It's a very wild experience. And it's not easy for everybody. Like I said, some people just can't do it. It's like PTSD. It's very difficult. But if you can sit with it, if you can feel it, if you can let it come back up, if you can actually see it, that's the difference. That's when the transformation happens. That's when you're going to now allow love back in your life. And you're going to feel worthy again. And you're going to feel some semblance of peace, so that now when these things come back up, and they will continue to come back up, trust me, you can actually look at them, and like I said, let them into your party and let them mix and mingle with everybody else. I don't have to do it anymore, because I've made peace with it. I've seen it. I've lived it. I lived it again. And trust me, that memory will probably come up somewhere else when I need to be taught a lesson, because that's what the universe does. If you don't learn your lesson the first time, it's going to keep coming back and back and back again. So you finally look at the universe and go, I got it. Just to prove a point. And like I said, so when you start a spiritual journey, in my opinion, yes, you're going to dredge it all up. Yes, you're going to feel it all. But if you can get through it, it is going to be the most beautiful experience you have. So do it, and, you know, find someone to talk to, find a coach, find a therapist, whatever you need, but do it. Okay? So I definitely recommend that. So yes, harder before it gets better. Not easy. And if anybody tells you it's easy, they haven't dug deep yet. Wait till that happens. Then you're going to be like, I knew that was coming. Trust me. It's not easy. So I hope that answers your question. What else? Oh my gosh, I love these questions. They're making me think, and like, I'm feeling all the feels right now. This is super great. What else is on your minds? What else is coming up? Do we have any other questions? No, everybody got kind of quiet. Let me see Facebook. No, I see people hopping on, but no questions. At least I can't see them. Mara says, thank you. I was like, this shit hurts and I don't like it. And it's going to keep hurting. And no, you're not going to like it. It's not fun all the time. You see that? That's called grounding. Ooh, Ujjayi breath. That's a good one. That's that, like, pulling the breath across the back of your throat. So it kind of sounds like an ocean or Darth Vader. That's a favorite of mine. I like when I do that and people look at me like, she's breathing heavy, she must be mad. And it's like, nope, I'm just coming back to my safe zone, because I'm not going to react to your shit. My heavy breathing saved your ass. Yes. So Ujjayi breath. That's a good one. Yeah, it literally sounds like Darth Vader. It's a good time. You just do it through your nose and drag the breath across the back of your throat. That's a good one. But yeah, no, it's going to hurt. Yeah, stuff's going to come up, and it's probably stuff that even you've buried, and stuff that maybe happened when you were 5, but it's going to come up. And the best thing I can say is let it come up. See it for what it is. Don't judge it if you can try not to. Don't think of it as, that was horrible, I shouldn't have done that, I regret doing that, I was an awful person, oh my God. If you go down that road, which is fine, because that's the emotion, that's the initial reaction, and that's okay, but get yourself above that if you can. Like I said, come back to that neutral mind and just see it for what it was. It was an experience. It was a result of your actions. I mean, that's the whole world. It's cause and effect. Everything we do, whether it's good or bad, creates some kind of karma. And there's 2 kinds of karma. You've got good karma and you've got bad karma. So everything you do, every cause, every initiation, everything that you put into motion is going to have a reaction. It's going to have some kind of something that comes off of it, a result, an outcome, a karma. Something is going to happen. That is the entire world. The world is based on energy. I mean, that's exactly what emotion is. It's energy in motion. This is the feels. And like I said, all of this is going to cause something else. It's that ripple effect. I mean, you've seen a rock in a pond and it just goes out and out and out and out and out. It's going to affect. And that's why if we can stay kind of here before we just jump on things, and if it's not the right time, I'm not saying don't live in the moment. I'm not saying, take chances and have a good time. Please, by all means. But like I said, remember, that is what life is. And you're going to end up with something on the back end. And that's often what a spiritual journey will bring back, because, I mean, if you're anything like me, my spiritual journey was also a matter of me finding my higher power again. So I was raised Roman Catholic. So I went through the whole, CCD classes and communion and confirmation and this whole thing. Like, somehow Pam's going to get married in a church. I'm pretty sure. I walk in now and I'm like, please don't smite me. Like, just don't. Like, just let me in, let me out. We're good. It's very rare that you're going to find me in church, because I just don't resonate with it anymore. I don't believe in it anymore. I believe in a higher power. I believe in the universe. I think there's something bigger than me out there. Do I want to call it God necessarily? Not really. I'm not sure, because I feel like when when you're raised and they tell you he's like some big man in the sky, and that like he controls the world, and you're gonna go to heaven or you're gonna go to hell, and there's all these things. It's like, what? I just couldn't wrap my own head around it. So I got away from it. And like I said, then I went down that page of quitting school and alcoholism and working like an idiot and bad relationship and all these other things. But again, it was all causes. It was all effects. It was all karmas. It was all actions for everything. Again, everything has a cause and effect. And then I got on the path of the spiritual journey, and all of that had to come up. And I had to get some kind of guidance from somewhere, right? So yeah, was I using Sal? Absolutely, because this was someone who I could talk to, someone who understood, someone who had been there and could give me the guidance I needed. Did I talk to Mel every day and go to the gym and do things trying to find an outlet for my energy? Abso-fucking-lutely. But it was finding something bigger than myself for support. Because the things that come up, the shit that hurts, it's really hard sometimes to do that on your own, especially if it's stuff that was really bad. And really bad for you might not be such really bad for me. But again, my really bad might be, not really bad for you. But the more you can, like I said, let it up and out, look at whatever it is. Again, no matter how much it hurts, look at it and thank it. Because it got you exactly where you are today. If it didn't happen, if you didn't meet someone or have an experience or go somewhere, whatever it was, you wouldn't be where you are today. Because again, everything has a cause and effect, and it has an action. It's like fucking chutes and ladders. You roll the dice and you're either going up or you're going back down, right? Everything has a cause and an effect. So even though it hurts, like I said, if you can stand it, let it up, open the door to your party, thank it for being there, thank it for helping you, getting you where you are. Tell it, like I said, I love you, I thank you. There's the bar, go entertain yourself. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the best thing I'd say. And I know we don't like it. I know nobody likes to feel pain and hurt and dark and heaviness. Nobody likes it. But if you can stand it, if you can, I don't want to say push through, because I don't want you to kind of resist. I want you to feel it. I want you to let it pass through. But if you can keep going, because the more you can let up and out, the more you can acknowledge, the more you can release, the more you're going to open up inside. The more you're going to open your heart, the more you're going to repair the scar tissue, the more you're going to receive, the more you're going to feel, and it's a good thing. Okay? Mel says, I agree. A higher power exists. However, there is no man-made deity that stems for organized religious aspects. A higher power can help you, not control you. Hence, the universe always has your back. You might not feel like it sometimes, but it always does. So yeah, like I said, yeah, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna suck, but keep exploring, keep playing with it. Know when to step away though. If you're sitting there and you're meditating, it just feels worse and worse and worse. Open your eyes, take a walk, go get a kratom, go outside. Sometimes you do need to just get away from it a little bit before you kind of deep dive back in there. So a little bit every day, and it's gonna feel so much better, I promise. Yeah, let me know if that helps. What else? Oh my gosh, yes, we've got about 15 more minutes before Instagram says you gotta go. So, because they give me like an hour and then I'll have to start a new live, which I have no problem doing. I think my nose ring moved. Sorry guys, it's kind of awkward. But yeah, so let me know if that resonates. Let me know if that brings up more questions. Like I said, I've got 15 minutes left on this live and I can always come back. So I'm yours for the evening. Like I said, this is live Q&A night. This is my favorite night of the month, every last Wednesday. Not that I wouldn't answer your questions on any other live stream that I do, but this live stream is specifically for anything and everything you've got going on. So if you're hopping on, I'm seeing people in and out a little bit, totally let me know what you've got going. Oh man, that just dripped on me. That's cold. Nothing. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. How about one for the road? What do we think? One for the road? Since I still got a Mar out there, I've got Mel out there. Oh, that was the one from yesterday. Oh, sugars. Where did that go? Fuck. Was it only one that I dropped? Oh my gosh. Hang on. Let me just make sure. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Okay. Well, since that one jumped at me like off the table and under the couch, let's just see what that was. Oh, this is totally everything we talked about tonight. You see? That's the universe, folks. Literally. I honor how I want to feel. I know, I think it's backwards. I think I've been told that now. But yes. I honor how I want to feel. Spot on. I hear you. I'm with you. We all heard it. I honor how I want to feel. Yes, you have your causes, you have your reactions, you have your emotions, you have your experiences. Honor it all, love it all, enjoy it all. Yeah, I think that was a good card to pull out for the general collective. Let's see, what do we got for Amara? What are we feeling? What's going on? What's coming up? What is she focusing on? Ooh. See, I like the ones that just jump out because I feel like it's like a connection. So this one, it's actually really pretty. Again, I know it's backwards. I'll read it to you in a second. You can screenshot it and try and read backwards if you're challenging yourself. But it says, the moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. So talk about the shit coming up. Talk about the emotions. Talk about this stuff. So the moment you embrace your peace, your neutral mind, that beautiful space, your bliss zone, your safe space, and surrender the outcome, surrender the emotions, surrender the stuff, is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. That is all you, girlfriend. All you. Let's see what we got for Mel. Let's see. Oh, okay, let me, I think I lost it. Shit. Send that to you. Okay. I'm gonna leave it right there. I will take a picture and send that to you. All right, so Mel, what do we got for Mel? What are we feeling for Mel tonight? That's interesting. Hope is the conduit for miracles. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know if it resonates with you. Hope is the conduit for miracles. It's interesting. I don't know. What do you think? Hope is the conduit for miracles. Maybe kind of what you were talking about. You know, you don't need the higher power. You need the belief within yourself. You need the stuff, and you can truly have miracles. I don't know. Interesting. The last one I pulled was for me, since I kind of feel like the first one was a collective. Mel says, I think it means that positivity and hope is the basis for the unexpected change of life. I love that. That's deep. Positivity and hope is the basis for the unexpected change of life. That's like one of my favorite quotes. So there's this psychologist, author, whatever you want to call me. He's like a Buddhist psychologist. His name is Mark Epstein. Fucking love that man. He found a way to manage to merge Buddhism and psychology, and I think it's flipping genius. His books are amazing. But he has a quote, and it says, those I'm going to paraphrase because I know I don't have it exact, but I'll post it in here later. What is it? Oh, it's going to bug me now. I don't know if I can see it without losing my Instagram live. I think it'll pause you guys. It's something along the lines of those with the ability to remain surprised in life. Oh, fuck, what is it? Am I going to lose you guys? I think I'm going to lose you guys. I don't remember. I'm going to type it in here, so please just look for my comment later. I'll post it because I really think it's good. I'll put it in like my stories. Oh, it's something so like that though. But yeah, no, I like Mel's deepness there. It means that positivity and hope is the basis for the unexpected change of life. I like it. And like I said, I pulled that last card for myself. And it came up, it's actually really cool. It's like the moons and stuff, which I think is fascinating because, yes, Saturday is a full moon. But it says, I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. So there it is. Interesting. I recognize that I've chosen fear and I choose again. See? Story of my life. I lived life out of fear of failure and anxiety and outcomes and things that I didn't, know what was going to happen. And now I've chosen myself. Chosen to love myself and love the world around me and embrace it and live it and understand that not everything is going to be peaches and cream all the time, but that's okay. It's still life. It's still worth loving and living and enjoying. Ooh, I like that one. Oh, some deep cards tonight, guys. Fucking love it. Like I said, tomorrow I'll send you a picture of that one for you. Good stuff. Well, I hope you all truly enjoyed tonight. If you have more questions, more stuff comes up, totally let me know. I'm always here to answer. You can always drop it in the comments. I don't think I got any on Facebook. No. Okay, good. So, not good that I didn't get comments, but good that I didn't miss anybody. So yeah, if you have anything else that comes up, I do still have 9 minutes. So if there's any last minute things on your mind, let me know. But yeah, definitely reach out to me, direct message me. I love to have conversations and I love to talk. I've got a lot of really fun programs and projects and things going on through the end of the year. You are super welcome, Amara. Absolutely. Anytime, please. Absolutely. Looking forward to having you back this week. But yeah, no, I've got lots of fun things, lots of great ways to find your peace, lots of great tips and tools and strategies and life experiences to share. And that's what I built my whole business on. That's why I coach. That is why I do what I do. That's why I teach. Because I truly believe everyone deserves to have their peace in our amped up world. So food for thought. Let that sink in. All right. So it has been a lovely Wednesday. I'm sure I'll be live again at some point the rest of the week doing card pulls or chats or something will drive me bananas and I'll have to share it. But otherwise, I'll see you next Wednesday. It is the first Wednesday of the month, so I think we're going to do a free yoga class. I think I'm feeling drawn to want to do that. I'm going to find a new way to do this with Instagram because this whole up and down and being stuck, unless I put the phone maybe way out, I'm going to figure it out. If anybody out there can tell me how to maybe do an Instagram live long ways, I don't even know if that's a thing. Let me know. But yeah, I want to find a way to do yoga on Instagram live in a way that actually works. So if anybody's watching this and has suggestions, drop it. Okay? Or DM me. Let me know. If you see anything in your travels, let me know. All right. You guys have an amazing night. I'll see you all later. Mwah!